It was Boulevard Fright Night on the Boulevard about 8 years ago, and we'd had one heck of a day. We'd been working 14 hours, everybody was exhausted, and just sitting there, closed, and a man came in the door and he said, "Are you closed?" "Yes," I said, "We know we close at 6. He said, "Well, I'm from out of town. I come from Northern California. I've brought my grandson with me." He was about 7 or 8, and we didn't realise that he needed a costume because all the kids were trick-or-treating. And I said, "Well, I'll find him something." So I went, and the first thing I picked up was a complete Davy Crockett with a hat and everything, and the gun and the pouch for the bullets and things. I put it on him, and it fit like a glove. I said, "There you are. Is that all right, Davy Crockett?" And the little boy was so excited. "Oh, yes," he said, "that's lovely, thank you." And the grandpa said, "How much?" "Oh," I said, "no charge, we're closed. Let him just have fun with it." And, he said, "Well, we have to go back to Northern California." I said, "Well, put it in the mail it back. No charge, off you go, have fun." And we all went home. And about a week later, the little parcel arrived back from Northern California somewhere, Silicon Valley, I think it was, and with a lovely note. And it said that the little boy's father was vice president of Yelp. I had never heard of it. I didn't know what Yelp was. And he was so dazzled to think we would lend this little boy something, not take his name or anything. We just said, "Oh, take it away." And they mailed it back, but he'd lost the hat. And they were all heartbroken. The grandmother had written a note in it as well. "What on earth do we do?" I said, "Well, it's gone. We don't mind. It's just a hat, And didn't think any more of it until somebody came in and said, "Have you seen Yelp?" "No, I haven't got a computer, I haven't got a phone, I don't have time." There's the most amazing stuff on Yelp that these people put on. They put on the story about it and everything. Isn't that amazing? So you never know who you're going to bump into. You truly never know. You have to treat everybody the same and treat them well. Little old ladies that came in this morning, I think the one that went out was the Grinch, and they come in every year, have no idea what they want to be, and we make a real fuss of them, and look how happy they were. We all had a good laugh and hugs and kisses when they left. Again, that's what this is about. Yes, okay. And on the Saturday morning, the fire was on the Thursday morning. Saturday morning, George and I went to the store, and already at 8 in the morning, hundreds of people, trucks everywhere, everything. I've never seen anything like it. There was the Rotary and the Moose and the Lions Club and all the different clubs. What do you call them? The Elks. And then Debbie Rowe arrived. She lives in Acton, has a horse farm, Michael Jackson's wife. She arrived in this battered up old pickup with hundreds of bottles of cold water for us. Just do that. Amazing. And Boy Scouts running, everybody running in and out. The city gave me a dumpster almost as big as the store and never charged me for it. The city manager came round and said, "What can we do to help?" I said, "Well, I'd like a dumpster," and it was there within an hour. Huge. And people were running in and out because the fire chief said, they've got to have boots because there's 8-inch nails in the floor where the ceiling fell in. So all got boots and all had to have gloves, running in and out trying to rescue things. All my swords were rescued. All kinds of things they dragged out. And then a man came up to me, this was all morning on Saturday, a man came up to me with a clipboard. And he said, "Are you responsible for all this?" I said, "Well, yeah, I'm Daisy. It was my store." He said, "Well, I am the head arson investigator for the county of Los Angeles." He said, "I've been doing this for 25 years. He said, "I've been to hundreds of these fires, and I don't know what you did." I said, "I didn't do anything. I loved all my beautiful things." I said, "Anyway, we didn't have insurance on the costumes." He said, "Shh." He said, "I don't know what you did." He said, "But in all my 25 years, I have never seen such an outpouring of love." And it still makes me cry when I think of it. Hundreds of people. And little boys, grown men crying because I dressed them up when they were little boys, Phenomenal. What a hell of a day. And then the Kinetic Brewery on the Boulevard, they had a warehouse on the east side. They lent us this great big empty warehouse to put the costumes in that they rescued. And I sat on a chair and they kept bringing stuff and I said, "Wash, trash, dry clean. Wash, trash, dry clean. I did it all day long. And when I said trash, people grabbed it quick and threw it away in case I changed my mind, you know. And then an elderly lady said, why don't we all take a couple of bags of washing home and do Daisy's washing for her? And people took all this washing. In a month or so, they all came back beautiful, not a mark on them. I had a friend who worked at the rocket site, rocket engineer, and he showed up that day and he said, what can I do to help? I said, oh, just take that bag of bloomers home, would you, and wash them for me? All these great big bloomers. And he did. And he brought them all back, and they were just beautiful. It's magic. You know, every time I talk about it, it is magic, isn't it? And this is a very, very special town that we live in, full of very special people. And you don't hear the good stuff very often. You know, you only hear the bad, but this was so good. And it still is. I couldn't have done this without them. And I want to thank everybody for doing it. You know, I still say thank you every chance I get, because to do this is phenomenal.